Hi, folks. Bob Mannery here. You're listening to A2D Radio, real sports talk radio for the fans, by the fans, no agenda. These guys are the best in the business. Hashtag it. No notes.
Sponsored by Gibson Mayer, LLC, Certified Public Accountants, 301 Oxford Valley Road, Yardley, PA. Phone number is 215-369-3300. First topic at hand, I'm here with Rob.
Oh, what's up, everybody?
Yeah, we're here to talk about the Sixers first, and we have some actually big news because I actually wasn't going to start with the Sixers this week, but the Toronto Raptors are now the betting Vegas odds to land Kawhi Leonard. And to me, that's a game changer because not only was I not feeling good about the 76ers to begin with, now that LeBron went west, the Boston Celtics are going to get Gordon Hayward and Kyrie Irving back. We got beat by their B team in 5 games. All right. Sorry, guys.
There we go.
Shit.
I have no idea what's going on here. Sorry about that, guys.
Glitch in the system.
Yep.
No big deal. Happens a lot.
No big deal. All right. There we go. Now they're back. There we go.
We out here.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Yeah. So what was I talking about?
Kawhi Leonard and the Raptors odds to land.
Yeah, Kawhi Leonard, Vegas odds favorite to land in Toronto, and to me that's huge because not only has Vegas been spot on for everything, including the Eagles being the world champions, including LeBron going to the LA Lakers, they've been spot on pretty much everything. So Kawhi Leonard being at even odds, nobody's gonna bet that type of value, which means to me that he's gonna end up in Toronto. And if he does, in fact, end up in Toronto, not only does that not make the 76ers a top 2 team, that makes them a 3-4 team. So what are you thinking about that? What are your thoughts?
I think Kawhi Leonard actually fits the Raptors well. That's why I'm looking at the odds, and the Raptors, Vegas has them at pretty high odds to land Kawhi Leonard. Think of the Raptors. They need a big man that's going to play defense. That's what Kawhi Leonard brings to the table. They've had scorers for a long time.
Yeah.
They've had guys like DeMar DeRozan. They've had guys like Kyle Lowry.
Right.
You put in a guy like Kawhi Leonard into the mix, and, well, they might end up – yeah, that would definitely catapult them. That really fits as a need for them big time.
Well, I mean, Kawhi Leonard, he would bring a big defensive game to the Toronto Raptors.
That they just don't have right now.
Yeah, and the Toronto Raptors, they never had bigs to begin with. Like last season, they had around 60 wins last year. And,
And they were the number 1 seed in the East.
Yes, they were the number 1 seed in the East, and they had 60 games last year. But at the same time, I knew they were pretenders because they didn't have any bigs. And, they had a bunch of shooters, but, they'd get bodied up down low by likes of LeBron James. They got swept in the playoffs embarrassingly, which got their head coach fired. So if you add Kawhi Leonard to their team, that would give them probably like 5 more wins over 60. Not only that, they would beat, I'm telling you right now, they would beat the 76ers in a 7-game series in the playoffs with Kawhi Leonard.
Yeah, they would.
They would. And, it's scary because, you have a lot of these fans saying, oh, we're set with what we have. We just got to trust the process and have Markelle Fultz.
I don't like these blind, biased
No.
fans that just,
Get the fuck
they're
out of
so
here.
biased, it's, stupid almost. And it's not like this is just a new thing because they just came back once the team got good. It's been going on for years now.
Yeah, exactly. And, everyone's like, oh, we want to take a risk. We want to see how Markelle Fultz develops. We want to see how Ben Simmons.
No one ever bashes the team when they don't do well. It's like, the fuck.
It's like these fans, they expect failure so much that they're like, oh, let's just let these guys develop into what we thought they were going to turn into. It doesn't work like that, people. If you want to succeed in the NBA, you have to go grab the fucking league by the balls. You have to bring in players like Kawhi Leonard. You have to go get superstars. You have to build a winning team. You have to build a winning culture or you're going to fucking collapse. And you know what? The teams like the Toronto Raptors, Boston Celtics, LA Lakers, Houston Rockets, Golden State Warriors, they are hands down better than us, especially if Toronto acquires Kawhi Leonard, which they're probably going to do. So you guys saying that, oh, we'll take time to see how Markelle Fultz develops, what if he doesn't develop? What then? Not only will we not have a bargaining chip for our next superstar, we would have a pile of shit just sitting on the bench doing absolutely nothing and taking up space that could belong to another player. So you know what? You have to look at our current roster and say, is it worth it to trust the process any longer? Because me as a diehard Sixers fan, because went back all the way to AI years where he just took over the team. He was the team. Then we went to the Iggy years where it was completely mediocrity. We had nothing there. You had the second round at best. What do you guys want to do? Do you guys want to just have the Eastern Conference Finals at your peak? That's the farthest you'll go. You'll plateau after that. Or do you want to go above and beyond and be champions of the league and be a dynasty like the Golden State Warriors will? That's a question you have to ask yourselves, because as Philadelphia fans, I get the fan bases. These fan bases, they love entertainment, all right? They love the entertainment. They just, I don't know what it is. I feel they want to win, yes. Everyone wants to win. Everyone wants to be a winner. But when it comes to entertainment and winning, it's just like when LaShawn McCoy, Deshaun Jackson, and Macklin were here. They're like, oh, why did you guys get rid of them? They were so entertaining to watch. It's not about fucking entertainment. It's about winning. All right? You don't go to the San Antonio Spurs if you win in San Antonio and say, hey, stop being so fucking boring and we don't care if you're winning these games. No, they play boring because it works. You want to have what works. And what works is getting the best players in the NBA, because right now the league is so predictable. It is so unfun to watch because everyone and their fucking mother knows that Golden State is going to repeat next year. Everybody knows it. Will we still watch? Yes, because it's entertaining to watch. But in Philadelphia, all right, you're not going to build a good foundation without another superstar. And right now, honestly, in my opinion, we only have one. All right, we have Joel Embiid. He's a stud. He's not going anywhere, all right? He's already set in stone a superstar. And for me to call someone a superstar, they got to prove it, and he's proved it time in and time out. The guy could shoot a three ball. He could be a forward centered. He could be anything you want him to be. He has the personality. He has everything. Ben Simmons, he's not working on his shot. He's out there dating fucking people in L.A. He doesn't seem to care. I feel like he's going to be a Laker down the road. It doesn't even matter to me. Well, it kind of does matter to me, but I see the writing on the wall. That's why I don't get hooked on these players, because Ben Simmons is just that type of player that I just don't see in Philly in 5 years. I just don't. I know other people are like, oh, he's going to stay here. Well, I don't see it. So you got to step up your game if you want to be a champion in this league, so especially with the Warriors, Yeah.
Well, the way the Golden State Warriors got stuff going over there.
Yeah. It's insane, these people, the fans of the Philadelphia 76ers, all right, I saw a lot of them pop out last year. It's fine. I don't really care because the Sixers are you have the fans when they're winning and you don't when they're not. And I understand that. That's a lot of the teams in Philadelphia, unfortunately. It is what it is. But when the fans do show up, can you at least not be blind and want to win? You're filling out that building finally, but can you understand that this team just isn't good enough to win right now and just not get hooked on players just because you drafted them? That's not what the league is about. The league is about trying to put the best team together, and you need to acquire talent to outduel fucking the Boston Celtics with their stacked lineup next year. Stacked. I'm telling you, we are not beating the Boston Celtics in a 7-game series with those 2 players coming back. It's not happening. We could possibly get swept. Do you guys understand that? We could possibly get swept because we got beaten 5 games by their fucking B team. So, yeah, we could get swept. And for these people saying, oh, let's let Markelle Fultz develop. No. No. You know, it's just it's ludicrous, man. It really is. You know, it's crazy. And, you know, Frank, what do you think about that?
I mean, out of nowhere, with the Raptors becoming an actual favorite to get Kawhi is really surprising in my opinion. But I don't know. It all comes down to a lot of things. I mean, if the Sixers can figure out a way to manage the star building, yeah, definitely. I mean, they're up there as probably one of the 2 best teams in the East behind Boston, but that whole Eastern Conference, the top 3, it's going to be the Atlantic Division teams.
Yeah.
I mean, Philly, Boston, Toronto, they could all take 1, 2, 3 any order. I'll be fine with that.
Yeah. But like I was saying earlier, like my fucking grandmother, my mom, and my dad, and my baby fucking brother could make the Eastern Conference Finals. Like, it's not hard to make the Eastern Conference Finals. It's what you do when you get into the postseason. And what we showed we could do in the postseason is lose to a B team. That's exactly what we showed we can do. You know, it's like this is how much I thought we were going to win. And this is what other people are thinking when it comes to Philadelphia 76ers. This is how much I thought we were going to win that Boston series. We were at like a Phillies Atlanta Braves game. Like, I just want to see some baseball. We went to go see some baseball. So there's a scalper outside of Citizens Bank Park. And I told the scalper, I'm like, yeah. And I told the scalper, listen, the Sixers are going to win in 4 or 5 at best. All right? Because that's how confident I was. I didn't think the Boston Celtics had anything to offer whatsoever.
I said the Sixers in 6.
Yeah.
I said the Celtics would win 2 at home, and then the Sixers would sweep at home.
Yeah.
Would sweep in Philly.
I was
pretty confident.
Nobody thought that the Sixers were going to lose that series, let alone get embarrassed in that series. So when you sit back and say all these things like, let's let our players develop, you just can't do that because the Celtics are just going to form a dynasty in the Eastern Conference, which is already pathetic, already weak, and we're just going to be sitting there with our dicks in our hands. So what the fuck are you talking about? Like, come on, you got to get better. You got to progress. You can't regress or else you're not going to do a damn fucking thing. You know? That's just what I say. And I don't know. Like, I just feel like I'm the only one that watches these fucking games sometimes.
Yeah,
it's sad.
A lot of these blind fans that are so biased.
Sheep.
How biased they are. I feel as if a lot of them aren't watching the games the way we do.
They're not.
And even during the bad years, like there's no way they're watching the games of them losing 10, winning 10 fucking games a year.
Fucking Tony Roten and
Roten.
Nobody's watching those
Ish
games.
Smith is starting. Like, get the
hell out of here, man. Like, it's like, come on, like. I feel like these fans that are talking like, oh, trust the process, they're not really fans. Like, if you're really fans, you'd want to win. Like, I just don't see it. You know, that's what fucking pisses me off because as a Philadelphia fan, well, for 3 teams, as a Philadelphia fan, I want the fans to come together and realize that we have something special here and we're turning it to shit right now because you're going star hunting and you're going after people like Wilson Chandler and who was that other guy we were looking into? We were looking into Carmelo Anthony for a little bit.
Geez.
Gross. And, like, that's not a star anymore. He never was a star, in my opinion. I thought he just ruined teams.
He was a mini star.
Yeah, he was a mini star.
Actually, personally, I think Carmelo Anthony was one of the more overrated players of all time.
He was a cancer.
He came out in the same draft as LeBron James. The dude has won, 2 playoff series in his career?
Mm-hmm.
That's not a star right there.
No.
So.
Not at all.
And he had the chance to be a star, but nothing really happened.
No.
Especially when he went to the Knicks, maybe taking the Knicks to the next level. That did not happen.
He got them to the second round the 1 year.
Yeah, got them to the second round. Then they tried building around Carmelo with getting guys like Amari Stoudemire. That didn't work well. Nope. Or trying to get Kristaps Porzingis as a piece. That's not working out for Melo. Getting him with Russell and Paul George in OKC. That was good.
That was a bloodbath.
Yeah, that was. I mean, it sounded great on paper, but at the same time, it was like, what just happened?
Yeah, you know, you just nailed it with the whole Oklahoma City thing because I had this stupid fucking crumb coming on my page the other day saying, oh, you know what, the Jazz are a better team than Oklahoma City Thunder. I'm like, on paper, the Oklahoma City Thunder should have won that series in 5 games.
On paper, yeah.
You have Russell Westbrook, Carmelo Anthony, who everyone thinks is a stud, and you have Paul George, who's a superstar. You know, you have those three players. There's no way you should lose to a rookie. There's no way you should lose to this team that they're trying to bring something up in the first round with home field advantage. Like, how do you do that? To me, the Oklahoma City Thunder will be better next year without Carmelo Anthony. That's how much how little I think of
they
Carmelo
will
Anthony.
too. I think they will too.
Yeah. Carmelo Anthony ruins teams. And I've been telling my friend who is a Knicks fan this for years. The best thing they could have done was get rid of Carmelo Anthony because
earlier. Then honestly, the Knicks front office is such a mess. They shouldn't have hung on to Carmelo Anthony for as long as they did.
No.
No.
Yeah, not at all. You know, the reason why they did it is because they were loyal. Because I respect that, but at the same time, you know, they're another team that, you know, they were not focusing on their future. And with Carmelo Anthony, you're not going to get that because he's a ball hog, number one. Number two, he doesn't make all of his shots. And number three, he never passes the ball, which makes him a ball hog. So, I mean, yeah, they finally saw it. They got rid of him. Everyone else is getting rid of him. Sixers, do not fucking bring him in. I will be so pissed off if you bring him in. Like,
there's no need for him.
No, I'll be mad.
You know, what we're looking for is a power forward, and he ain't that.
No, he sucks.
No, he sucks.
Yeah, exactly. He sucks. But you know, what do you think, Frank?
It's been a very interesting offseason. I'll say that.
Yeah.
I think it all began with dating a Jenner / Kardashian, whatever she is. I don't know.
Whatever she is.
Whatever. But this has been a very interesting offseason. I still have hope for the Sixers this year. I still think that they'll make it past I think they'll make it past the second round. Maybe an Eastern Conference Finals team. That all depends. If they can make one more move, hopefully if it's Kawhi Leonard, I hope they can get over that hurdle.
Yeah, I mean, I personally at this point, I hate to be that pessimistic person. I don't see us getting Kawhi Leonard. You know, I had hopes of it, but our team, they're not taking things seriously. You know, they're saying they're going out there star hunt, but to star hunt, you have to give up some top prospects, and we're afraid to get rid of these prospects who, in my opinion, aren't better than Kawhi Leonard. And Kawhi Leonard's only 25 years old. So, I mean, if you want a top-tier talent right now, both shooting and defending, you get rid of your project prospects and go after a stud superstar. Get Ben Simmons to shoot the fucking ball and turn your team into a super team. That's what you do. You don't try to do it the right way just because you're more loyal to your players. No, it's a fucking business. You got to grab the league by the balls. You got to take what's yours, and you got to build this team into a championship foundation, and that's exactly what you got to do. And these fans just don't fucking get it. It is a business. What do you think the Golden State Warriors are doing? They won a title. Guess what they did? They acquired fucking DeMarcus Cousins. Because you know what? They don't want to stop winning. They want to keep going at it. Do the fans love it? Do the NBA fans love it? No. They hate it. But Golden State's like, fuck you. We're going to win again. The Lakers got LeBron. They're like, oh, guess what? We're going to beat him again, too. Because guess what? No one's going to stop our all-star team. They're going to score fucking 120 points a game. No one's going to stop them.
They'll average that.
Yeah, because they want rings. They don't care about doing it the right way. They want rings, and that's the only part I respect about it. Because, you know what? Do I hate it as an NBA fan? Yes. Do I hate Adam Silver? With a burning passion? Yes. But the Golden State Warriors, I can't hate on because they want to win rings, and they're trying to do whatever is necessary to win them. And that's what you got to do as a franchise, and the 76ers have to turn into that. They have to be that winning franchise. They can't just stand there and do nothing. And that's exactly what they're doing. You know, I see some of our talent like Zaire Smith. You know, I saw him lock down Mikal Bridges the other night at the Summer League game, which was pretty impressive, which means we gave up nothing in Mikal Bridges. But at the same time, you have to realize what's going on in the league, and I'm just a little disappointed on how the Sixers are handling things right now.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, it's just I don't know. Yeah, anything else to add on that?
Yeah, Mikal Bridges, I think it's too early to start judging off Summer League play, and the games aren't their exhibition games. But you know, it's Zaire Smith. I like his talent. I like what he shows and brings to the table. You know, that's about it.
Well, Zaire Smith was pretty much our bargain. Well, what we got back for Mikal Bridges.
Yeah, I know.
You know, but I don't know. Like, Mikal Bridges, to me, like, he's just, like, someone said he was just a guy. I mean, he was really good in college, but, you know, it doesn't always translate to the NBA. It's not like it's translating, like...
He's got all the tools to become a great NBA player, though.
Yeah, he probably does, but, you know, it's a little different. Like, you know, Grayson Allen looks like he's actually performing pretty well in the Summer League, which is odd because I didn't think he'd turn into anything. But that's the the beauty of the NBA, because you could turn into something overnight, even though people don't think you're going to be anything. So, you know, it's we'll see. We'll see. You know, hopefully I'm wrong. I mean, I've been wrong before. I'm not going to lie, but you know, I just hope I am, because we're not doing anything. We're not doing anything to try to succeed. We're not. And a lot of people are like, "Oh, you don't know what you're talking about." Yeah, I do, because I'm a fan. I want to see the team win. I'm not trying to see our top-tier talent that we have right now just stand there and not win games. You know, you can win 17 games in a row against shitty teams, go to the playoffs and get bounced by a B team. Is that progress? To me, no, it's not. It's regression. And even if it is in the first season you make the playoffs, I don't care about that. You know, when you're in the playoffs, you're in it to win it. All right? My philosophy, the way I see things is, if you're in a position to win, you go and take it. When are you going to ever have that opportunity again? You know, you don't know if you're going to make the playoffs next year. Well, in each conference you're going to, that's a guarantee. But you don't know when you're going to get to a prime spot again. Like last year was a perfect example of getting to the finals, because we were facing a weak Boston Celtics team without their best players. And, you know, we completely shit the bed. That's a big problem to me, you know, because we were in a prime position to at least go to the NBA Finals, because I think we would have beat Cleveland personally. We could have gone to the NBA Finals, get some experience. It probably would have been a better series, honestly. And you would have had a ton of experience. And now you're just backtracking. You're trying to wait to see what happens next. And you don't know exactly where you're going. It's just weird. You know, with the 76ers, I've been waiting such a long time. And I'm just sick of waiting for all these fucking things to show up when you know you have something in your hands and you're not doing anything with it. You know? So, I don't know. I don't know. It just bothers me. But other than that, so who do you think's going to be our most valuable asset this year on the 76ers?
I think Ben Simmons.
Ben Simmons? Why is that?
I think he's year 2, developing. I think he's going to take over, and his game's just going to get better.
Right.
And I think it'll be him and Embiid.
Him and Embiid.
And right now I'd go with Simmons a little bit higher than Embiid.
Embiid. Okay, well, during the season, I would agree with you. I thought Ben Simmons was amazing in the regular season. He deserved that Rookie of the Year award. But in the postseason, he looked like someone that didn't necessarily care about playing in the city he was playing for. You know, you would watch him in these games, and he wouldn't be the kind of person that you'd see that would want to take over a game. Like he'd be a role player, pass it off to players, but he wouldn't want to be that person with the blood in his veins to go get it. And that's what bothers me. I know he's young, and I understand that, but we're expecting this guy to be the next LeBron James. I didn't see any of that. I didn't see any of that whatsoever.
I think he's young.
Yeah, he's young.
He's just
very
developing.
young.
He's going to turn into all that, but
yeah, he's young. I mean, you never know with these guys, but at the same time, I guess you got to take it with a grain of salt. You know, I just had to touch on that for a little bit, because, you know, what the fans have been saying just really bothered me. And
can't listen to them people.
But sometimes
you even went over it too. They don't even watch the games. Clearly, a lot of them don't even watch the games.
Clearly, a lot of them don't watch the games. And, you know, it's just stupid, because you have these fucking idiots with a platform on YouTube or whatever you may saying, oh, let's just wait for the process to figure out. And, chat. Yeah, the process to figure out. I'm trying, Frank, I'm trying to find it. I can't find it.
Are you on the YouTube page?
Yeah, I'm on the YouTube page.
All right. It's on the YouTube page. It's on the right side.
Oh, no. I have YouTube up, but I can't find the Facebook.
Oh, Facebook. It's over at Facebook on the A2D radio page.
No. Okay, A2D radio. Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll read some of the YouTube. I'll read some of the YouTube comments. Okay, so David Roskus says, I'm ready for the Hooligans. He typed that back at like 12:30. Yeah, he's a big fan of the A2D radio show. Thank you, David. On another subject, he said, is Wayne Simmons an unrestricted free agent? You'd be able to answer that. I don't know. Is he?
No.
He's not? No, he's probably restricted, honestly.
I think he's on contract for a couple more years. I'm pretty sure he's on contract for a couple more years. I'm not sure exactly. That is a good question, though.
Yeah.
Because I didn't think his contract was scheduled to be up.
Chucks Marinan says, "What's up, fellas? What's up, Chucks?" Rob Povia says, "Eastern Conference Finals or bust!" Exclamation mark! Exclamation mark! Exclamation mark! Add one more piece, and they may be the next Philly team hoisting the trophy. I agree. You know, Eastern Conference or bust. I agree with that. You are agreeing with me. All right, you think we need to add a piece.
I agree with that, too.
Yeah.
Eastern Conference Finals are bust. They can't just be sitting here and paddling in their current position. They got to look to get better.
Yeah, exactly. You can't just sit there and just do nothing.
And expect you're going to, no, it's not going to happen.
Especially with the Raptors trying to get Kawhi Leonard. Like, that came out of fucking nowhere, you know? And, yeah, Frank, do you have anything on the Facebook chat?
On the Facebook chat?
Yeah.
On the Facebook chat.
Wayne Simmons is on contract for 1 more year.
Really?
Yeah.
All right, so let's see. Rob Brinkman, finals or bust, baby. Get me Kawhi. Rob Povia, at this point, with the current roster as is and no free agent signings, he still thinks that they take a step forward with the young guns and make it to the ECF. Hashtag trust the process, but add one more big piece. John Malmos going 50-plus wins and get to the Eastern Conference Finals. Tom Arnone going with the NBA Finals. Let's see. And then we got Ralph, the resident Lakers fan, saying nobody cares about the Sixers. The Lake Show is back.
Fuck him.
Let's see. And
Fuck you, Ralph.
Talking about Carmelo Anthony, Ralph also mentions that Carmelo Anthony stinks, and
He does.
And a blind person can make more shots than him. Let's see. And then Greg Milakovic saying it's awfully early to be talking expectation for a team that hasn't added Kawhi yet, but he'll play along and go with the NBA Finals. James Wilder, our resident Winnipeg citizen, 3rd seed and cracking 50 wins. He agrees. He agrees about for some reason backpedaled from 28 wins. I don't know where that came from, but whatever it is, it was cracking him up a lot. And then Mike Parker and Ralph Delavecchio talking about the NBA package that they are paying for.
NBA package?
The NBA package.
Are they paying for the NBA package because their team finally got better? You know, the Lakers won, 34 wins last year, and they're like, oh, we can finally watch again. Yay. Yay. Let's do this. Yeah, whatever. You know, you add LeBron James, you're going to go to at least the Western Conference Finals. I don't see him going to the finals this year. Actually, he's not going to the finals this year. And I love LeBron James. I don't know what the fuck he was thinking going to L.A., but it is what it is. It happens.
And then we also have Mike Chromiak going, what's up, fellas? Eastern Conference Finals should be a no-brainer. Finals, if they land Kawhi, he thinks that they've done a good job strengthening the bench, and he thinks they'll look back at the Wilson Chandler move as a move that was under the radar, but a huge steal.
Who is Wilson Chandler? Like, I mean, I look at these guys.
I don't think I've ever heard of him.
No, I look at these guys. I look at these guys and they're like, oh, that was a good move. Who the fuck is he? Like, I mean, you're going out star hunting and you're like, who? Like, I'm like this fan that's like, all right, we're trying to get one of these big marquee players, and we get fucking Wilson Chandler. How's that helping our team? Under the radar? Are you fucking joking? Like, that's not helping our team. Like, you need an asset. You don't need that person that's like just in the middle. You need to grab it by the balls. And no, like I don't even know who the guy is.
I mean, he has some decent numbers. I mean, he's got double-digit points per game throughout the past 5 seasons. He's averaged at least 13 points a game. He can add some minutes. He gets good minutes. He can add you some points. Good rebound guy as well.
Right.
So that it's a definite benefit. He is having a little bit of a career renaissance. He didn't do much when he was a part of the Knicks back in 2007.
Mm-hmm.
So when he got traded to the Nuggets and coming back to the Nuggets, he definitely had himself a definitely a good renaissance for him right there.
Okay.
And then the other one, Nemanja Bjelica from Serbia. Let me pull up his stats real quick. Bjelica also has some a unique skill set as well. Not as much like Chandler, but once again does put some minutes on the bench. Provides you some rebounds as well. He shoots 41% from the field with 3 points. Decent free throw shooter. So I mean, it's another body on the bench for the Sixers.
Yeah, exactly. But it's like under the radar pick. It's like, what is under the radar to you? Like under the radar to me is like someone that you didn't think was gonna turn out, but they turned out to be a stud. He's a proven nobody. You know, like he's a body for the bench, just like you said. Like under the radar to me, it doesn't even fit the description. So I just, you know, it's just it doesn't even like I don't know. Like I mean, I just try to figure out the minds of these people sometimes. I just can't. It's just weird. Like you know, but thanks for tuning in anyway. I don't know. Like.
All right, and then we have James Water. He wants his comments to be noticed on this one. He wants to say that his comment was read on air completely out of context because the Yankees suck balls and they skipped an entire conversation.
Wait, what?
Yeah, from James Water.
James Wilder. Well, the Yankees. Me and Tommy Arnaud, the Godfather, have a $500 bet on the Yankees making the World Series. I have $500 on, which means that I think they're going to make it because I think they're the best team in the AL by far. I don't even think it's close. I think the Red Sox beat nobodies, and I think they lose to us. So take with it what you want. It is what it is. But, yeah, whatever. What else do we got, Frankie?
Let's see. I know it's picking up a little bit. I know Mike Parker was bringing up Wilson Chandler's stats. He says that he is a solid power forward who is good for 15 points and 10 rebound games.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. And Chrome also brings up the free agent class is much deeper next season as they maintain the flexibility with at least $42 million in cap. It'll be a much better team than last year.
Yeah.
And then
all right, yeah, I could these comments keep escaping from me. Mike Parker, I'm going to read this one. Mike Parker said, you can't say that you don't know a guy and then judge him. That's pretty much what he said. Well, if I don't know a guy, how are you going to say he's a good pickup? All right, because I watch the NBA religiously. I don't know the guy. Like, you guys are saying he's an under-the-radar pick, and I looked at his stats, and I'm like, yeah, this guy is a body on the bench. That's what he is. He's been in the league for, what, 5-6 years?
Chandler?
Yeah.
He's been in the league for 11 years.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, he's 30.
All right. So he's a proven nobody. So what do you mean you don't know the guy? I don't know the guy. He's been in the league for 11 fucking years. What are you talking about?
I don't know that dude. I've never seen him before in my life.
Exactly.
I don't know who that is.
Oh, my God. He's been in the league 11.
He was a part of that Carmelo trade. Okay. I was looking up.
He was.
With Carmelo for Danilo and Raymond Felton. Wow. Jeez.
He's been in the league for 11 years. People are saying he's under the radar. Get the fuck out of here. Like
career renaissance.
Oh my God, no. Elton Brander's a career renaissance.
He was a career nobody.
Yeah, big time.
I was hype as hell when the Sixers signed him too.
Yeah.
Like I thought he was gonna be something. He didn't really be much.
Yeah. I mean. Yeah. Hey, what's up, Alex? Yeah, EDP's buddy. Yeah, I know.
What did Rob Abrams say on the chat?
Oh yeah, I think you said something about the Yankees. Yankees being poo-poo or whatever. Yeah, it is what it is. He spanked that Phillies ass and got out of there real quick. But yeah, well,
I think when we play the Red Sox, how many games the Phillies will win out of that?
Personally, I think you guys could
win.
No, I think you guys can win.
Really?
I think you guys can win that series.
We never seem to play well against the Red Sox. I don't know what it is.
The Red Sox are frauds. They have all these wins against nobodies, and they choke against top
when they play good teams.
Yeah, they have all these wins against nobodies.
We could say the Phillies, although the Phillies are a completely different ball club than the Red Sox. Red Sox have been World Series contenders for a little bit now.
And you guys are on a roll.
But Philly's been playing a lot of bad teams.
Yeah, exactly.
Swept out the Orioles in 4.
Yep.
Split against the Mets.
Big time.
Team we haven't played well against in recent memory. And we'll probably win tonight and could go for the sweep tomorrow. So
yeah, we'll see. I mean, you guys are playing the Marlins, another fucking shitty team.
Yeah, they suck. That's what I'm saying.
So, I mean,
the Pirates aren't that good.
So, Doug Zeke's got a question for you.
What's up, Dougsy?
All right.
Who's this? I don't know.
Loyal viewer.
Okay.
Why are you guys talking the NBA?
Okay.
Phillies are in first place.
Mm-hmm.
The Eagles are about to open up camp.
Well, that's what I said.
Well, I'll answer your question. All right.
Notice how I haven't said much so far.
He's just wondering.
All right.
Tell him this. Notice how I'm sitting here right now. I haven't said much so far this show.
No, and listen,
it's hard to talk about the NBA this time of year.
You saw me ramble off about the Sixers pretty much, so I had a lot to get out of my head because of that whole Kawhi Leonard thing. All right. The reason why nobody's talking about the Phillies is because they're not talkable. Even if they are winning, they're not easy to talk about because not a lot of people really talk about them during the year, except when they're in the playoffs. That's a known fact. Eagles we're going to touch on next. I just had to get over this whole Sixers thing first, and that's pretty much it. You know, I'm not like I watch the Phillies games because I do for the show. I mean, you guys have a good squad, but they're not really a talkable
Yeah, you're not a fan.
subject.
You're
They're
not a fan.
Yeah, but they're not a talkable subject. Like even Mike
You wouldn't
Missinelli
be
said
saying
it.
that if you were a fan, though.
I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think they're a really hot topic in the town, to be honest with you.
They are.
I don't know.
But it's tough with the Eagles having just won the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
That's tough.
Yeah, it is. But, you know, all right.
It's different than it was in other years.
Definitely. All right, so who was that? Who was that? Said that, Doug?
Doug, yes.
All right, Dougie boy, we're going to move on to the Eagles right now. I have something to touch on for the Philadelphia Eagles, all right? Now, you may or may not know me on YouTube. My name is Nitro Freak on YouTube. I make weekly videos during the season, 5-minute videos explaining what I think the Eagles can do before and after the game. After the game is where I get my most views. But, all right, I have some of these Atlanta fans downplaying our Super Bowl
Attention
ring.
seekers.
Yeah, attention seekers downplaying.
Those said attention speakers we're not gonna name drop here on the show.
We are not because we're not giving them the time of day.
They're not gonna give them a platform.
It's
They don't
not
deserve
happening.
It.
All right. The Atlanta Falcons are nothing more than a bunch of choking frauds. All right. They were up 28-3, completely pissed it away against the New England Patriots, who we beat. I may add you, we beat them 41-33 in the Super Bowl to win our first Lombardi ever, pretty convincingly. Because you know what? They went down the field with Rob Gronkowski. I looked to my left, to my friend Antonio, told him we're gonna bounce right down the fucking field because we are not winning. We are not losing this game, and that's exactly what happens. That's how confident I was we were winning that game. The Atlanta fans can't say the same thing. They say, "Oh, Matty Ice is a great quarterback." Is he really? He put up 28 points in the first half and some in the second half. Then he completely fell off the gas pedal. He completely laid off. He was a choker. The Patriots completely shoved it in him, and that was that. You know, it's the Atlanta Falcons they're just irrelevant. You're playing us week 1. You get to see another banner dropped right in your face. How do you like that, Atlanta fans? You know, so stop talking shit about my team. You have no idea what you're talking about. You know,
Not at all either.
Exactly.
I mean, how many times have we beat that team in the playoffs in recent memory?
Well, last year was the best one because I was there.
Yeah, I was there too.
Mm-hmm.
So that one would be the best one.
Yeah.
We beat them in the NFC title game. We beat them in the divisional round before that shit.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, we own that fucking team. They like.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, exactly. And you know
You want a good laugh for the day?
Yeah, I do.
Look at what some Falcons fans. Look at their Falcons fans trash talking. That'd be a good laugh for the day.
Falcons fans do
That's
not
your
trash talk.
That's your daily dose of comedy right there.
There's this one guy on YouTube, not saying his name. There's this one guy on YouTube that lives in a fucking outhouse in Atlanta, all right? So he pretty much trash talked me on my YouTube channel saying how you guys how we were not going to win week 1. And I was like, "All right." And he was like, "Oh, I'll bet you a hat." And I was like, "I don't want to bet a hat. Like, what am I, fucking 12?" So basically, he wants to bet me a hat. And I'm like, "All right, well, this is what I'll do. If we win, I'll trash talk you and pretty much give you congrats for whatever. Well, you'll give me congrats, but if I lose, I'll give you congrats." And he was like, "No, I want to bet a hat." I'm like, "I don't fucking do hat bets. I mean, that's just not what I do." So, yeah, these Atlanta fans are just hysterical, you know. Garbage. So, Frank, what do you think about that?
What about the Atlanta Falcons?
They're fans.
They have none.
I got. Well, I do have to say that stadium looks really nice.
Oh yeah,
I'll give them that.
It does.
I'll give them that. But they're going with the Falcons season overall. I know we're ways away from talking about the NFL season. The Falcons are gonna. They're going to do something this season. I'm not going to guarantee a playoff berth, but they'll be in the hunt. That's all I'm going to say.
I don't even think they're the best team in that building. I think the Atlanta FC is better than them.
Atlanta United.
Yeah.
They are leading the MLS right now. I'll say that.
Exactly.
They're good. They got a squad out down there.
Yeah, the Atlanta Falcons fans are just, you know, they just need to shut their traps. Like, I don't know what they're doing.
You think with them, the Braves are really good. They're right in the thick
Braves
of the
are good,
pennant of the pennant race.
The Atlanta Thrashers are good. Just kidding. Winnipeg. And you have the Hawks, who were horrible.
Hawks who?
The Atlanta Hawks.
Who?
Yeah, they just got Trey Young, you know, in the draft.
Oh.
Yeah, God. I kind of wanted them, to be honest with you.
The Braves had a sellout, first sellout of the year yesterday.
Yeah, I saw that.
42,000.
The first one of the year?
Yeah.
Wow.
Is that pathetic or is that pathetic?
That's pathetic. Apathetic. Yeah, that's pathetic. I am going to read some. Oh my God, yo, David commented in the chat. All right, so I'm gonna read some of these off in the YouTube chat.
Oh, the
All right,
YouTube chat?
dude, it got big. It got lit in this thing. All right, so Eagles01 said.
Oh shit, yo, that dude blowing up, yo. He needs a fucking line.
All right, here we go.
Yo,
here we
he
go.
blowing up the chat. That's funny.
All right, Eagles01. What do you think of David in Atlanta's stupid comments? And then who replies? I think they're really stupid, by the way.
Let me read this stuff.
Hold on, let me read the
yeah.
first one. David in Atlanta said, "Laugh out loud. Got you and your fan base all over the place. Week 1, we smacking your ass." Oh my God! And then he's like, "Oh God, like that's just so funny to me." And then he's like, "I made all your Eagles fans, including bandwagoners, year 1 idiots, jump for 3 weeks." Oh my God, I got mad respect for 17 and Nitro, longtime video makers. You lame idiots. So the comments are kind of irrelevant because he's not really talking trash now because he's on a bigger platform. So I mean, all right.
Oh, Eagles. Oh, okay. I was like, what the hell is he talking about? Oh, he's in the comments with somebody.
Okay. Eagles01 says, "But every time you come to Philly, you lose as of recently," which is true.
They do.
They actually lost to Kevin Cobb one game. I remember that.
They did. Yeah, Michael
Vick
was
got
hurt. Yeah.
injured, and they lost to Kevin Cobb. So, I mean, Atlanta doesn't beat us, really. The only time they really beat us is when Chip Kelly was our head coach. So, that was week 1,
and
right?
The one time with with Andy Reid late.
Yeah.
That was the end right there. When they lost that game in 2012 to the Falcons, I knew that was a season right there. That was Andy Reid's job right there.
Dave,
there was no way they were going to bounce back after that.
Dave said, "Why don't you allow callers, Nitro, instead of talking shit about Ryan and my team?"
We're working on that.
We are working on the callers. Please be patient. I'm not going to guarantee when, but we will get callers soon.
Yeah. And then he's like, "Nitro, you and Nitro's me. And you and 17 talk so much bullshit. Your friend makes some sense." I was like, all right. So he's saying, "Frank, you make some sense." So, I don't know. Whatever. And then he's like, "Dude, you don't know the Braves. We have a few sellouts, you idiot."
I don't know, one sellout a year. You can't even sell out on opening day.
He's so triggered.
I don't know, man.
Yeah. And then
Phillies have had 7 sellouts so far this year.
And then David Roskis says, "David in Atlanta, how is your Thrashers?"
God damn.
Dude, he's getting roasted. This is awesome. And then he's like, "Good, because I will call in when you have phones." And I was like,
Okay.
"All right, cool,
All right.
awesome." I would love to
Sounds
take
good.
some calls.
And it'll probably be, we may have it before week 1.
Yeah,
That's a couple months down the road, so we'll see.
Hey, listen, I feel like we're gonna have them soon, so stay put.
Yeah.
This is what the chat log's for, especially on YouTube, because it just blew up. I'm shocked. This is what the chat log is for because we want people like you to call in. Call in eventually, chat right now, and tell us exactly what you're displeased about, so we can answer it and then shut you up. So that's what we're gonna do. But yeah, seriously, Slitta, thanks for the conversation. It was a good laugh. Yeah, we have 5 minutes till break, so I'm going to pretty much wrap up this Eagles talk, and then we'll have it back on the other side of the break. But yeah, the Philadelphia Eagles, in my honest opinion, I feel like they're going to wipe the floor with the Atlanta Falcons.
I
week 1.
don't see how we lose.
No,
We're
don't.
healthy. We weren't healthy last year, and we beat them
Mhm.
in the postseason with the season on the line.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see how we lose with a better, healthier team.
Yeah, no. I mean, I feel like we wiped the floor with them. I think we win 31-17. I feel like it's going to be fairly easily game.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to go down to the Borgata the week of the game and just bet whatever the line is because I don't know. I just feel like the Atlanta Falcons aren't good enough to hold us to like what's the point spread 4.5. I don't feel like they're good enough to hold us to like 3 points or like anything like that, And then David's like, "Wipe the floor," laugh my ass off. Yes, Dave, wipe the floor. Your team's not good. And then David Roskis said, "Eagles will win back-to-back Super Bowl champions." I can see it. I can. Personally, I'm an unbiased fan. I can see it because the Eagles just got better in the offseason. They instead of Torrey Smith, they got Mike Wallace, who's faster. And, I didn't like the Torrey Smith signing either, but he showed up clutch in the postseason. So, it's going to be interesting. I would love to see back-to-back Super Bowl champions. I think it could happen. I think we have the team to do it, but it's all about chemistry. Last year, our team was full of chemistry. Will this year's be the same? That, I don't know. We'll see. It all depends on how everyone gets along with each other. You add people like Michael Bennett, who Michael Bennett has a lot of off-the-field issues. He has to make sure he comes out of the locker room.
Now, they would not have brought him in if he didn't get endorsements from guys like Chris Long and all that.
Yeah.
Chris Long went and fought for him and said, he's a good guy. I want him on my team.
Well, that's also what I like about Chris Long, because Chris Long, he gets everything, he pulls everything together, and everyone likes Chris Long.
He's a winner. He's a fucking winner.
And he's a winner, exactly. So, I mean, Chris Long, he's a good role model. Maybe he'll, take out all that bad stuff that Michael Bennett did off the field. Maybe he'll bring him in and be like, hey, we're with you. We'll win these games, and maybe it'll just work. And Michael Bennett's a stud on the football field. So,
he is.
That would be a great piece, and we'll see how Sidney Jones reacts too. So, yeah, like I said, I definitely think we can win the Super Bowl this year, but we gotta play consistently. We gotta win the games we have to win, and we can't take our foot off the gas at all this season. I don't think we lost a game last year. There was always that one game that we lose during the year that it's like you didn't feel you were in the game at all. There was that one game last year. It was the Seattle game.
Oh, yeah.
I was watching that Seattle game, and I was like, the first time Seattle scored, I was like, yeah, we're not winning this game. And Carson looked terrible. The defense looked terrible. The offensive line looked terrible. Russell Wilson ran all over us. That was really bad. That was a really bad game. And then we just showed out against the Rams the week after. And, that was history from there.
Yeah.
You played well. Carson.
The Eagles haven't really played well against the Seahawks in history.
No, especially
and they
in
really
Seattle.
haven't played well against the Seahawks no matter where the game's been played.
Mm-hmm.
So that one's like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, exactly. And it's the Seattle Seahawks. I'm glad we don't play them this year. I really am. I did want to play the Packers this year because I want to see what our team.
That would have been a good one.
I want to see what our team could do against Rodgers, because Rodgers always shits on us. Like, I was at the bar last night, and there's
Arnie's.
Yeah, there was this Packers fan there, and he said that if Rodgers was in last year, we wouldn't have won the Super Bowl because they would have won the NFC Championship game, because Rodgers always shits on us. And I was like, dude, you have a point, but you'll never know.
But
exactly.
The Vikings, would they have gotten as far as they did without with Rodgers?
I always thought
probably not.
I always thought the Vikings were frauds. There was not a game that scared me with the Minnesota Vikings. Case Keenum's just not a good quarterback, and you have Denver Broncos. He was on a hot streak, but he's not a good quarterback. And you have the Denver Broncos signing him. I don't know why. You could have signed anyone else. He was just on a hot streak. He was a backup on a hot streak. And, he got obliterated when it mattered. He threw that duck. That was worse than a duck. It was terrible. And I was right in front of it. And then he ran back with you had Patrick Robinson running back for that stadium. If it had a top on it, it would completely explode because it was loud. So that completely foiled their success. And
it did.
Yeah, it did. It was over after that. They scored that one touchdown that they ran right down the field on us, I might add you, and that was it. That was their one score, But yeah, that's it. We're gonna go to break now. We'll come back, talk about the Eagles on the other side. We will be back on the other side. Thank you. And we are back on the
All right,
Hooligans.
we are back.
We are back, Rob. Back on another edition, the second half of
Part
the Hooligans.
2.
Part numero dos.
Dos.
Yes. All right. Sponsored by Sports Outlet Inc. for all your sporting needs. 703 Black Horse Pike, Glendora, New Jersey. Phone number is 856-939-2030. Check them out on the web at sportsoutletinc.com. So, we are back from break, and we are here to still discuss the Philadelphia Eagles, because the Philadelphia Eagles are about to start training camp. What are the biggest needs and takeaways from training camp?
Too early to start talking about takeaways.
Well, not takeaways, but
needs.
yeah.
Right now, who's hurt out of the linebacking corps? Bradham?
Well, Bradham, I feel like Bradham suffered a little bit of an injury. I don't really remember what it was.
Oh, defensive line. No,
Yeah.
it's Jernigan, Timmy Jernigan.
Yeah,
Okay.
Timmy Jernigan had surgery in the offseason.
He had surgery in the offseason. So right now, and with Bo Allen gone, right now I'd say defensive line, because you don't know, because that's a long time to recover from something. I think a herniated disc. Yeah, that's pretty bad.
Right, I'm looking at our
kind of surgery.
I'm looking at our
Because that's a long-term type of thing.
Right. I'm looking at our defensive backs. You know, that's the one thing I want to take away from when I see training camp. I want to take away something from the defensive backs group, because we got rid of Patrick Robinson, who was my favorite cornerback last year, and you just completely get rid of him, the guy that fit your system perfectly, and you're trying to put so much of the heavy load on Sidney Jones this year, it looks like. And you don't know exactly how that Achilles is going to hold up. You know, that right now it looks like that pick was actually a decent pick, because, you know, we won the Super Bowl without him.
Right now, I actually don't think that's that big of a deal to cornerbacks, because the depth is there.
Yeah.
Sidney Jones, Jalen Mills, Ronald Darby, they got cornerbacks behind that shit. Right now, I actually like the depth. Russell Douglas back there. I actually like the depth they have there. In other years, the Eagles, this is what led us to win the Super Bowl. Other years, we didn't have depth at the cornerback position, and it cost us. 2014, we had Bradley Fletcher out there getting torched by receivers. No matter who he went up against, he was getting torched.
Right.
So,
you know, well, Bradley Fletcher was burnt toast. Like, I mean, that guy was terrible. He was trash.
2016, we had no depth. Leonis McKelvin was horrible.
Yeah.
I don't even remember who the hell else we had.
Nolan Carroll.
Oh, Nolan Carroll. Oh, my God.
That was my favorite player.
Terrible.
Yeah.
Dude, and then he goes to Dallas, and he's, like, praising Des Bryant about how difficult it was to cover him. No, because you sucked ass.
Yeah, you suck.
You could never – he never could turn his head around for the ball.
Yeah, exactly. You know, and I'm so happy that we won the Super Bowl, because, you know, getting over players like that was a lot easier, because you look back at those current core and you're like, how did you expect us to win with these players on the field? Like, you just can't. Like, Bradley Fletcher, like, you can't even put him on the field. I'd rather put the fucking water boy on the field than have him on covering Des Bryant. Like,
yeah, right?
It's basically the same thing, you know, and I think in that Dallas game, it was 2014, I believe, he let Des score 3 times on him.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. And everyone knew it was coming. It just we act shocked because we didn't know what else to do. So I don't know, you know. But yeah, I remember that. That's never coming down, by the way.
I don't think it would. I would imagine it wouldn't.
No, that was my reaction to Xfinity Live when we won the game. I was crying like a little baby. And what does that have? 3.5 thousand?
3,500.
Yeah, I was crying like a baby. I don't cry either. You know,
Antonio was crying too.
Yeah, that was a big moment in my life. I felt like if you're an Eagles fan, you need to capture your moment when you're celebrating. That's just one thing I need. Like, what are your guys in the group chat? Well, not group chat, but top chat. What were your reactions when you won the Super Bowl? How were you? Like, what were your emotions? Because when Brandon Graham strip sacked Tom Brady, that's when my emotions started pouring out. Because at that point, I knew it was over. Because nobody strip sacks Tom Brady in that moment of the game. It just doesn't happen. And that's when I feel what every single ounce of my body told me of this team the whole year just came out. It was meant to be. It was dynasty. It was destiny. And there was no one taking that trophy away from us that night. It was just not happening. And that's when it all happened, because it wasn't even when the clock struck 0. All the tears were out of me when the clock struck 0. Like, I was like, we won this game when we strip sacked them, because we were on that other side of the field, it would have been at least an 8-point lead. They would have to go downfield, score a touchdown and the 2 points with not much time left at all. And even if they did dive, I still would have felt confident because, we still would have had somewhat of momentum going into overtime, and you never know. And I don't know. It just felt like too real. It felt like unreal to me. Like that moment.
It did, yeah.
That whole season was so unreal.
But that Tom Brady fumble, I don't think I've ever gone that crazy before over anything in my life.
It doesn't happen. Like
that includes Phillies World Series, Chris Jenkins' shot.
Yeah.
Anything Villanova basketball related, anything Flyers related from that 2010 run.
Mm-hmm.
And anything. I don't think anything I've ever gone that crazy sports related ever.
Yeah.
Dude, when the 2-minute warning happened and the Patriots called timeout at 2:04.
Yeah.
The 2-minute warning happened. I was still fucking going nuts.
Yeah. I mean,
dude, I was still jumping up and down like a fucking nut.
Now we were at Xfinity Live. You couldn't even move in that place.
No.
It was so packed, and it was the right place to go. Let me tell you that because if they would have took away that Zach Ertz touchdown, that place would have burned to the fucking ground.
Right.
Yeah, it would have been done. Like that Zach Ertz touchdown was obviously a touchdown.
I think they have to overturn it.
Yeah, Collinsworth. Nobody likes Collinsworth. He should get off the fucking air. That was definitely a touchdown. And, like when I saw it, I was like, no, they're not going to take this away from us. And I would have been so pissed off. And then he called a touchdown. And that's all she wrote. So, it was a fun day, fun night. I'll never forget it. We went right to Broad Street afterwards.
Yeah.
Like it was amazing. And, I'll never forget that night as long as I live. It's one of the best nights of my life, definitely. And I've seen that was the third championship of any sports teams that I like in my life. So, hopefully the Flyers Sixers win soon. Yeah, we'll see. Don't see the Flyers anytime soon, but you never know. Definitely never know. I'm gonna read a comment in the comment section. Philly gang, hashtag Fly Eagles Fly.
You mean Gucci gang?
Philly gang.
Oh.
Hashtag Fly Eagles Fly. Said, just heard the Phillies are in the lead for Machado.
I heard too. I got Ken Rosenthal's tweets turned on, and every tweet, every update, I got something with Ken Rosenthal turned on. But, right now the Phillies apparently had an offer in place to get Manny Machado. But I don't think – I think what it is I don't think the Orioles are ready to pull the trigger yet.
Well, let me tell you, what will make them pull the trigger?
What?
Getting sick though. If you throw in sick though, that'll get you Machado.
It will.
Yeah,
but
guaranteed.
I don't think the Phillies want to. And personally, I wouldn't give Sixto Sanchez up. Yeah. That dude could be better than any of the guys we got on the MLB team right now. Yeah. As far as what they could be down the line.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, he's 18 years old, throwing 100 miles an hour. I mean, that's a dime a dozen. You don't find that. But at the same time, are you trying to win now, or are you trying to look down the road? It's one of those things where if you see potential down, like right now, you go for it. But the thing with the Phillies is they're on a roll right now. They are beating a lot of crappy teams. I understand that, but at least they're beating these teams. And you look at the NL right now, and I think the NL is kind of weak. So if you can play to your advantage and stay on a roll, go into the playoffs, make a deep run against a weak NL, you could get into the World Series.
Ken Rosenthal
win a series.
They could win a series, and even then, that's a big start because the team hasn't been competitive in 7 years.
Yeah.
Ken Rosenthal said that the Orioles have ramped up background work on Phillies prospects. They've responded to the Phillies' increased interest in Machado. Phillies will not move Sixto Sanchez, but are willing to trade from starting pitching depth from low A to triple A. Adonis Medina is of interest to the Orioles. Orioles had a scout at the double A Reading game last night. Okay. Adam Hainsley, a top 100 prospect in the MLB, came up in his double A debut and hit 2 home runs in front of that said Orioles scout.
Okay.
And a couple guys he scouted. Cornelius Randolph was playing. Harold Arotz was playing. They got him in the Giles deal. Jan Hernandez and Zach Green were both playing. The catcher who won the home run derby at the All-Star game, Devi Grutten, he was off. So the Orioles really stepped up background work there. They're scouting the Phillies farm system. And tonight, they're supposed to have somebody at the single-A Lakewood Blue Claws game. They're supposed to have a scout there. So the Orioles are really looking into the Phillies farm system to really see. and really get to see these guys and scout these guys. And this is where I think that the Orioles just aren't ready to pull the trigger yet. Because the Phillies have seen Manny Machado play this year 4 times, and they've seen his highlights and everything. They know what they're getting when they get a guy like Machado. Even Zach Britton, because apparently the Phillies are interested in him, that knocks out 2 needs in 1 stone.
Oh, I totally disagree with that whole thing where they're not ready to pull the trigger. They're ready to get rid of him. Like
The Orioles?
Yeah, the Orioles are such a bad team.
No, like they're definitely ready to get rid of him, and they know at the end of the month he's going to be traded.
He's gone, yeah.
But I think the Orioles want to get a better idea of what they may be getting as far as prospects and returning their system before pulling the trigger on that trade.
No, Machado's a beast. I keep telling you this. If the Phillies are that interested in winning, they have to go after a player like him.
And honestly, Maikel Franco's been on fire lately.
Oh, yeah.
So I
271 now.
Yeah, I know. His batting average was 240 this time last month. Now it's up to 270. He's raking the ball. He don't want to get traded. But I always told, what did I tell you and told a lot of other guys? Let Franco be a bottom-of-the-order type guy where he's not hard-pressed to be the team's next big slugger.
Yeah.
Let him play along guys like Odubel Herrera, Rhys Hoskins, Carlos Santana, and
Cesar Hernandez,
Nick Williams, guys that can slug the ball, hit the ball.
Well, he's not really slugging, yeah.
But you get what I mean?
Yeah.
And get that pressure off of Maikel Franco. And Franco's been playing well lately. He didn't start that way, but he knows his job was like on the line before he got hot. But you know what? Right now, if that continues, Maikel Franco at third and Manny Machado at short for the Phillies, along with Cesar Hernandez and what we have in our outfields, that would be lethal.
Yeah, I mean,
that would put us over the Atlanta Braves completely.
Well, Machado, you're getting a dime piece at on defense. Like,
you're getting a 5-tool player.
Yeah, and you know what? That will fix your shortstop situation. That'll fix pretty much your second base situation too, because the flow of it will go a lot better because you won't expect like a shitty throw. No, he makes perfect throws every single time.
The guys on WIP last night when I called in disagreed with Scott Kingery being involved in that deal.
I think he sucks.
I think he's young and might turn into a good player.
Yeah.
But problem is we have too many infielders. I like Cesar Hernandez more. He's been here more, obviously. He batted. He was finished at 298 last year.
Yeah.
He's a contact.
He's good.
He's a consistent hitter.
Yeah.
You got J.P. Crawford hurt, and no one really knows when he's going to be back. I think he either broke his arm or broke his clavicle. So he's got some long-term injury. No one really knows when he's going to be back. If he comes back, he can be the pinch hitter utility guy.
Yeah. You got to get rid of someone like Altair. Like, he's fucking garbage.
Well, Altair's somebody that would come up off the bench.
Yeah.
I like him as a pinch hitter.
Yeah.
Somebody that's going to come up off the bench late in a close game. That's it, though.
Yeah,
that's it.
I think he's garbage.
Kepler tried to put him in earlier in the year as a starter. He was starting him for like 2 months straight until he realized that this wasn't going to work, and Nick Williams came up and took his job. But that should have started like that.
Now, let me ask you a question. The Phillies make the playoffs. You think Kepler gets the manager of the year nod? Yes or no?
That's a tough question, dude.
You know what? Everyone hated him the first game
NL
of the
manager
year.
of the year?
Yeah, NL manager.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if we're talking whole MLB, no.
Yeah.
Because the guy from the Red Sox might get it.
Yeah.
Frank Kona might get it. There's a couple different candidates.
Alex Cora?
Cora?
Yeah. Yeah, from the Red Sox.
There's a couple different candidates in the American League that might.
Aaron Boone.
Aaron Boone could be a candidate. There could be a couple different candidates out of the American League that could get it. Even AJ Hinch.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, well, I mean the AL is fine. It's fine with baseball teams. Yeah. I mean the NL is kind of, like I said, the NL is kind of weak. You don't have a lot of big name teams. Big name teams. You just don't have a lot of overgrossing talent like the AL has. And you know, I think the AL, whoever represents the AL in the World Series, is gonna beat the NL. But I don't know. Like I don't see that one other manager that's doing just as good of a job. Like I mean, you can make a case.
Dave Roberts maybe, but it's too early to tell at this point.
On the Dodgers?
But
they're expected to make the playoffs.
But that's what I'm saying. They're expected to do well and make the playoffs.
How about the Atlanta Braves manager?
Maybe.
But
they got a really young team loaded with talent.
Yeah.
So maybe.
Yeah.
But Dave Roberts, the Dodgers started off horribly. Like, they started off bad, and they've been on fire since, so that's the only reason why I say Dave Roberts. But they were expected to do well from the beginning.
Yeah.
So.
We got a lot of candidates. You got the guy from the Milwaukee Brewers. You got fucking Gabe Kapler. You got the guy from Atlanta, and you have a lot of candidates. But right now, yeah, I'd have to agree with you. It'd have to be Gabe Kapler, because I saw this guy micromanage so many games, and it looks like he finally found his way. So, for a manager to completely switch his tune like that, it's pretty big.
Yeah.
When you guys got rid of Neres, it definitely helped big
He
time.
was horrible.
Yeah,
Remember
definitely.
you were watching that game at Bills with me, right?
Yep.
And they were down 1-0. They were up 1-0 against the Mets. Hector Neris comes into the 9th inning.
Yeah.
Throws a pitch 90 miles per hour right down the middle of the plate.
Yeah.
I could not believe my eyes.
Exactly. And there's a lot of players that could throw a pitch right down the middle, 95 miles an hour. You start young. You start
Well,
at the
95, that's different.
You
This
start
dude's
at the
throwing it at 90 right down the plate.
Yeah, but you start at the age of 5, and you understand the concept of baseball. And people that are 5 years old know you can't throw it right down the middle of the plate when you're trying to throw it fast and try to throw it by somebody.
Yeah.
You can't throw it at a professional. And it is what it is. But I'm gonna announce the sponsor right now. Scasano Sports Center, 5 Carnegie Plaza, Cherry Hill, New Jersey. www.scasanosports.com. That's where you can learn to throw a baseball at the age of 5. Get their products today. All right, so yeah, I agree. I think Gabe Kapler can be the manager of the year. Definitely,
He could be.
Yeah,
He could be. It still remains to be seen, though, because we're still,
yeah,
end of the first half of the season, so we'll have to see. But
yeah, big time. And it's what it is. So, do you think who do you think's gonna represent the Phillies at the All-Star game?
it's going to be Aaron Nola.
It's gonna be Aaron Nola.
Now, I think Herrera's snubbed.
Yeah.
Because even a lot of how's Bryce Harper, who's having the worst year of his career so far, batting .240
Yeah.
in the All-Star game over Odubel Herrera?
Yeah.
How's that work? What the hell?
I mean, sometimes it's big names. Sometimes
It's big names, and then there's also guys like the final write-in votes that they
Yeah.
had out of the National League and the American League. I mean, Jesus Christ, Herrera had better. I think maybe two guys out of that had better stats than Odubel, and that
Yeah.
was it.
Yeah, definitely. And we
It's a
have
popularity contest.
we have a comment in the YouTube page. David Roska said Angels need to get someone at the deadline. I mean, the Angels are what they are at this point. They just placed Albert Pujols on the disabled
Oh,
list.
he's on the DL now.
Yeah, he's on the DL. They're pretty much toasted. David, doesn't matter. You're not going anywhere.
Mike,
Sorry, but
I've never seen a team waste as much talent that they have in Mike Trout.
yeah.
You want to talk about wasted talent?
Yeah. And then this kid, Atlanta Falcons fan, just said trash, and his name's ATL Will. Go check out his YouTube channel. He's a 17-year-old that talks to Atlanta Falcons.
I remember I went back and forth with him in 2015 opening day.
Yeah.
That kid was little then.
Yeah, he's little. He didn't get any brighter either.
What's up?
He didn't get any brighter either.
Oh, well, there you.
Yeah, he has pretty much the same brain. It didn't really grow at all. But it is what it is. Atlanta fans aren't the smartest, so I'm not gonna hold it to
They
them.
do the dirty bird fly.
Yeah, they're stupid. But whatever. What do you think about that, Frank?
No comment.
No comment. No comment from Frankie. No, but you know what? Going back to the Phillies, you guys have definitely progressed this year. And I got to give you guys a lot of credit. Going into the Yankee series, I was like, there's no way this team is going to win a game. They won a game. We didn't really have all our starters in, but it doesn't matter. You play top-tier competition, and, you guys were up for it, and that was big. So, definitely.
Yeah.
I'm actually gonna go back to what else you want to talk about? We'll talk about. I'm trying to think.
Oh, MLB All-Star Game.
Yeah,
Home Run Derby.
Yeah, we'll go to the home run derby.
Whatever there is out of the NHL. I don't think there's any news out of the NHL, right? Flyers.
That's what I was gonna talk about. The next one was Flyers talk, MLB All-Star Game. All right. So as for the Philadelphia Flyers, pretty much self-explanatory. I don't see much going into the year. We didn't upgrade the goalie position. They refused to bring up Hart, and it's really disappointing. But it's the Flyers. You know what to expect going into the year if you're a real diehard Flyers fan, and it's
they
disappointing.
never make the right moves.
No,
they seems like they could never make the right moves, and it really gets old after watching them for 10, 15 years.
Yeah, exactly.
Jesus Christ.
And they'll never get better. They're not getting better on defense. Shane Goss's spear played Not very well last year. Wayne Simmons was a turnover machine. I really wanted him to get traded.
Apparently he was hurt. I mean, I'd be willing to give Wayne Simmons another chance to where, let's see what he can do when healthy.
Yeah.
But a lot of his play, and even before this year, while healthy, it's just starting to get old.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'm about ready to move on from him.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah, you know what? And there's a lot of players that brings me back to the.
So I'd give Simmons another chance, but
Yeah, but that brings me back to the fans. Like the fans, they get too into these players. They build relationships with these players, and not realizing that it's a business. A lot of people love Wayne Simmons. They love how he acts. They love him on the team. But you have to understand, you got to cut cords sometimes, and the guy's just not the best piece of the puzzle when it comes to the Philadelphia Flyers. Like in my opinion, I think he's too slow.
He is.
I think he's really slow. He doesn't really move quick at all. He does from blue line to blue line. I think he's like 5 seconds. Like I think he's really slow.
I think we need him as a. We need him. I think it's his puck handling. It's terrible.
Yeah.
Turnovers. You can't have a guy turning the puck over at will like this.
Yeah.
Braden Shen. A lot of people were saying, "Oh yeah, Brett, well, you can't go by what these biased morons say."
Yeah.
But a lot of these guys were like, "Oh my God, Braden Shen got traded. Look how well he's doing in St. Louis." And what did he do in St. Louis the second half of the year?
Yeah.
Absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
And I was so happy when they traded him. He was terrible. His brother was terrible. I couldn't stand him.
Yeah.
Either one of them. They were both some of the worst puck handlers I've ever seen in my life.
Definitely.
Jeez.
No,
so you can't have guys on the team that are going to be fucking doing that.
No.
Seriously.
No, I agree with you. It's a project with the Philadelphia Flyers. I just hope that the front office realizes they need to capitalize more on the offseason, and I don't think they've done that this year. I mean, they've got JVR back. They got
That's
him
a start, but he shouldn't have left to begin with.
No, I mean
they shouldn't have traded him for Luke Shen to begin with.
Mhm.
I mean, Jesus Christ. Those moves shouldn't have happened to begin with, but
Yeah.
here we are.
Yeah, David Roscoe just said Simmons should play with the Ducks and Luke Shen to the Ducks. He's I think this is the California sports fan that Frank was talking about.
Oh, all right. Yeah.
I don't know much about the Ducks. My friend is actually a Duck fan. But I know you guys, you make it far into the playoffs, but never do anything. You're like the San Jose Sharks. But the Ducks, they're a powerhouse in the West, but unfortunately they're in the Western Conference, a powerhouse, and they'll probably never get anywhere. But whatever. But yeah, the Flyers, they are what they are until they get a quality goalie in that. They're gonna continue to be what they are. Not very, not a winning franchise for the last 45 years or 42 years or whatever it is. So it is what it is at that point. What else do I got to say? But moving on for the Flyers, the MLB All-Star Game's coming up. Doesn't mean anything this year. They finally took away home field advantage, and I think that's a good move.
That should have happened years ago, but because the American League was winning, was getting the better record every single year.
Yeah.
It wasn't an issue anyway, but finally that should have happened long ago though. I can see it if the teams in the World Series have the same record in the World Series, then have it come down to the All-Star Game. But yeah, that should have happened a long time ago.
Right.
With the home field advantage shit, it fucked the Cubs over a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
They won the World Series anyway, because that should have been Chicago.
Yeah.
Home fields and not Cleveland home fields.
Mm-hmm.
But the All-Star Game won that year. That was stupid. That was one of the many, many things Bud Selig did wrong. I couldn't stand that arrogant fuck. And really, I think that's the reason why MLB attendance is down throughout the country. Because of a lot of Bud Selig's antics and moves that he just refused to upgrade and refused to get with today's world of technology. And now it's all on Rob Manfred to try to clean up his mess.
F. Deems on YouTube just asked a really good question.
What do you say?
Will we see a mandatory DH or an option for a DH in the NL?
No.
No?
No.
You don't think so? Me personally, F. Deems, I think
it takes the game to a whole new level.
Well, it injures pitchers, first of all. Second of all, that is the way you're supposed to play the game. You're supposed to bat the pitcher.
Yeah.
That's how they teach you in Little League. I understand that. But I think since the pro level is at a much more difficult level, I feel everyone should be a DH. I don't think the pitcher should bat.
Remember when Madison Bumgarner batted as the pitcher
Yeah.
in an American League park?
Yeah.
They had him it was because it's DH, so they had Madison Bumgarner as DH, and he pitched.
Well, I mean,
Jeez.
I think I'll answer this question for you.
It was in Oakland.
I think DH should be mandatory when it's interleague play. When it's not interleague play, you keep it the way it is completely. But these American League pitchers, they're not used to batting. So that can
Is
mess.
that what you say when the Yankees are playing in a National League park?
Well, Tanaka went on the DL because of it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He hit the ball, and he was running around the bases, and he strained his hamstring.
Damn.
Yeah, they're not used to running. So, I mean, when you're an American League player, I don't think you should have to hit. I just don't. So I think you should make a DH when interleague plays. That's just my thought on that, But, you have Dave Roska saying, don't worry, Flyers will win a cup. Yeah, maybe when I'm dead. And then F. Deem said, can't wait to spank the Falcons.
The Falcons.
The Falcons. Yeah, I can't wait either. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a really fun day. I'm going to be down there at the sports complex around, 2. And
I'll be down there around 1, 2 o'clock-ish.
Yeah.
I'll be lit up in here.
Yeah, that'll be
like the song "Every Day We Lit."
Oh my god, dude.
And then the next day, I'm supposed to go to New York to see the Phillies play the Mets.
Yeah, how's that gonna work out?
The Phillies are going to be in playoff contention, trying to get a playoff spot.
While the Mets are gonna have their Tebow up.
While the New York Mets are going to be in last place, bottom of the dumps.
Yeah.
In the dump. And trying to spoil our playoff hopes, which is what they're not going to do. So,
yeah,
screw that team.
Well, screw them. I don't like the Mets either, so we're on that page. But it's just when it comes to I'm gonna bring this up real quick because we have some time left on the show. All right, when it comes to Philadelphia sports, what do you, the fans, think of the next 10 years of all these Philadelphia teams? Like, who do you think's gonna be the most successful? And I look up and down the lineup, and I look at the Eagles who just won the Super Bowl.
Eagles.
I look at the Sixers who, they have a foundation, but they're not quite there yet. You have the Phillies who came out of nowhere, and you have the Flyers who are just the same. I look right now, and I think the Phillies and the Eagles are the two teams that can run the city of Philadelphia for the next 10 years. I really do. Because
I do too.
I'm not even going to say the Sixers because, unfortunately for me, like I said in the beginning of the show, I don't think the Sixers are going anywhere this year. I don't know if they're going anywhere the next year. I don't know. They need to teach me. They need to show me something before I start believing in them. Because I'm not one of these fans that's like, oh, we're going to risk it to get the biscuit. It's not. It is one big poker game. I understand that. But at the same time, sometimes you got to show me a card. It is what it is. And, right now.
Want to talk about Chase Utley retiring?
Yeah, let's do it. You go first.
All right, Chase Utley's kind of a guy that you inspire to be like as a winner. You inspire to play. You inspire to have a guy on your team like him. Mm-hmm. You're out on the ball field playing baseball. You inspire to be like Chase Utley, a winning type of mentality. And for him to retire, it's not too surprising. I thought maybe he'd keep it going for another year because he plays fucking hard. But he always gave it with everything he had. Yeah. And that's just a fact. And that's what I'm saying with the Mets. They're so happy he's retiring, saying good riddance and see ya and all this stuff. Yo, that dude has killed that motherfucking team so bad to the point to where it's tough to – you almost feel sorry for them. Yeah. That's how bad he's killed that team up there. They renamed Utley's the second deck porch up there Utley's Corner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did they really? Or are you saying that?
That's what we call it.
I haven't been up there in
I haven't been up there in a year.
Yeah, I mean, I've been to Citi Field. It's all right, but I mean, I'll never forget the time where everyone in Philadelphia, to my knowledge, loved Chase Utley.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought he was a god. They didn't want to trade him.
They lost that deal.
What?
The trade.
What was the trade? I forget.
Because they got Darnell Sweeney and John Ritchie for him, and they're both out of the MLB.
Wow.
Now, 3 years later.
Wow. Yeah. And,
but I knew they weren't going to get much for him anyway because They traded him in August,
Mm-hmm.
past the trade deadline, so it was like a waiver type of deal.
Mm-hmm.
And Utley, injuries leading up to that point anyway, 35, 36 years old. I knew they weren't going to get much for him anyway, and, well, here we are.
Well, I mean, I remember when Chase Utley had that really dirty play. It was a dirty play.
No,
but
it wasn't.
Yeah, it was. It was a dirty play.
If that was a guy on your team,
It was a dirty play.
if he was on the Yankees making that
It was
play,
dirty
you would have been like, yeah, fuck yeah.
Of course I would have, but it's still, of course I would have, but it's still a dirty play.
It was clean.
I don't think
It
so.
was absolutely clean.
No, I mean, you could make a case for like the second fielder should always keep his eye on the runner, but I mean, like, I don't know.
Plus, that shortstop is out of the MLB now too.
yeah, because of
while we're talking
Utley.
about. No, he was awful, is what he was.
What was his name again?
Ruben Tejada.
Oh my God. Well,
He was terrible.
Well, he was in the league for a
Ruben
while.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
Was he? No, that's Miguel Tejada.
I know Miguel was in the league for years. I know Ruben. I know he was in the league for a while.
Mhm.
Ruben Tejada, I believe. Oh wow, jeez. Only, let's see, he played.
Yeah, he was.
And then he jumped around a couple teams.
Yeah, he was on the
Yeah.
Mets for 5 years. Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, but I don't know. I mean, you could make a case for that play being dirty, not dirty. It doesn't really matter. All I know is that play right there topped a lot of the plays that Chase Utley ever did in his career.
Plus, Ruben Tejada turned his back while he's trying to make the double play. You can't do that.
Yeah, and then they
Utley broke up the double play. Out of you're supposed to do that. They teach you to do that when you're fucking in middle school and high school, and you're trying to turn your game to the next level.
I think they changed the rule because of him.
They did, yeah.
Yeah.
They did.
And then when he went to Citi Field, everyone booed him. That was pretty
Well, like I
funny.
said, Utley had his moments against the Braves, Nationals, and Marlins. Especially, he had his moments against the Braves and the Nationals
Yeah,
during the course of his career. But the New York Mets, he absolutely destroyed that team
owned him.
to
Yeah.
every kind of extent.
Well,
More
everyone owns the Mets. Like, I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
the Mets are just like there, you know.
I think he had 10 home runs against them alone in 07.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's crazy, you know. But you know, it's awesome. Like sports.
Scored that run in that game where they came back to sweep the Mets in 4 games against Billy Wagner.
Yeah,
They were in a 10-9. Todd Hico. No, Utley had the game-winning hit.
yeah.
Yeah, he had the game-winning hit. Yeah, he owned that team.
You had a lot of closers that would come from different teams, and you know they would try to do what they did with their former team, and some of them couldn't quite bring what they accomplished. But when you brought over Brad Lidge, I think it was from
Houston.
Houston. Yeah, he really fit in there for at least a year, and then he just fell off. I guess some of these players they give it their all 1 year and then just just give it away. But yeah, Papelbon, like, he brought him over from
Oh,
Boston.
God.
Yeah, I think he grabbed his nuts to the crowd.
I
and, like,
hated
just,
that guy.
Just like left him out, and then that was pretty funny. But yeah, I don't know. He didn't like it there at all. I remember when they combined. I was watching one of the games with the Phillies and Braves, and the Phillies had a combined no-hitter with Papelbon on the mound.
Yeah.
And he was like, it is what it is. And he didn't really care. But yeah, Papelbon is like one of those jerk-off Red Sox. So, I mean, you know what you're getting with him. But, it's what it is. So, I mean, really, we touched on the Eagles. We touched on the Phillies. There's not much more we can really touch on. But I will say one thing. To anyone doubting the Super Bowl champions of last year, well, guess what? We're going to be the Super Bowl champions this year. That's pretty much all I got to say.
It's going to be tough, but it's going to be a very fun season. I'll
It
say
will,
that.
it
Definitely will be.
Yeah.
I can't wait. I really can't wait. Does anything else you guys want to say or touch on?
All-Star game.
All-Star game?
I mean, you think Aaron Nola will start?
No.
No?
I think it's going to be DeGrom.
DeGrom?
Yeah. He has a 1.68, so I mean
He should just leave that team.
Yeah.
They should just trade him and get top-notch prospects for him.
Well, I mean, it's not his choice to leave.
Contract
the team.
year
Yeah.
next year.
Yeah, exactly. If F. Deem said, "Are you guys watching the UFC card tonight?" Probably not. I watched it last week. Brock Lesnar came in the altercation with Daniel Cormier, and that was great. That was great TV. A lot of mixed martial arts fans didn't like it, but I loved it because Brock Lesnar was an actually really good wrestler. So I'm interested to see what they do with that fight. I don't know if it's going to be immediate or down the road, but I hope it's at MSG because I go to that event every single year. But to answer your question, no, I probably won't. I'll probably catch a glimpse of the UFC card tonight, but I'll probably wherever the bar I'm at, I don't know. But I'm not gonna like solely.
Are you gonna go to
watch it.
Arnie's?
No, I went there last night.
You go there every night.
I'm probably gonna go to Seaside tonight or something like that.
We'll see. I'll be over. I'll be out there anyway. So
I am not going to be watching the UFC card tonight because I'll be ready to watch the World Cup. Finals are tomorrow. That's going to be exciting.
Yeah, I'll be at DJ's for that.
All right.
I'm going to DJ's to watch the game. I'm wearing my Juventus jersey because Juventus just signed Cristiano Ronaldo.
Oh yeah, that's right. Oh, that's how you pronounce it, Juventus.
Juventus.
Yep. Juventus, Serie A's #1 team. Yeah.
It'll be a very interesting World Cup final. You got your usual powerhouse in France taking on the underdogs, Croatia.
Yeah, but let's talk about that for a little bit for all the soccer fans out there. Personally, if my honest opinion as a soccer fan, I think that France is going to steamroll over Croatia.
You think it's a steamroll?
I think it's a steamroll. The reason why I say that is because Croatia is really tired. Croatia is a good team. They're not a great team. And then they had to play penalty kicks, I think, 2 of their last 3 games.
They did. I believe the quarterfinal against Russia, they went to PKs. And then against Denmark, which also went to PKs. But, I'm going to go for Croatia on this one. I like the underdog story, and plus I have a Croatia jersey, which it's one of 3 soccer jerseys I have in my house. So I'm like, all right, I'll wear Croatia because they're the only ones still left in the tourney, and I'll root for them. But they'll turn up the gears during the second half. I'll give them that. Against England, yeah, they looked really uncomfortable in that first half, but once the second half kicked in for Croatia, they got the gears rolling, they tied it up, and they got the game winner in extra time. So it's going to be an entertaining showdown. I'll say that for the leagues.
Yeah, and F Deems in the chat just said, I like that Steve Nash lookalike from Croatia. Muradic.
Yeah. Muradic, yep.
Yeah. My dude is Mandzukic. He's from Juventus, and he's killing it. No, but Muradic's a good choice. He's from Real Madrid.
Modric is really good.
Yeah.
This it's a really good team. I mean, and then Daniel Subasic, really good goalkeeper. I think he's going to go in the clutch, probably in that second half. If Croatia manages to get an early lead, I know Subasic is going to keep it under control.
Yep.
He's kept cool and calm throughout the entire World Cup. No set piece goals. I mean, as long as they limit the set pieces, because that's 4 out of their 5 set pieces resulted in goals for Croatia, not in their favor, but I think they can get it together and possibly pull off one of the biggest upsets in World Cup history.
Well, I mean, going into the tournament, Croatia was a plus 50,000 underdog. So I mean, that would be huge.
Yeah. They were dark horses throughout the tourney, and I said it about a month ago as it kicked off on the fix for only 5 minutes of talking about it. I'm like, what? I have Croatia because that's the only shirt I have.
Yep.
I like Croatia. I like the dark horse attitude. It would have been awesome if they ran out the tunnel onto the field with Meek Mill's Dreams and Nightmares just to go along with that underdog mentality, but it's going to be fun.
No, it will be, definitely, and I can't wait for tomorrow because, you look at France, and they have just so much talent. They have Pape, they have Griezmann.
Yeah.
They have Pogba. They just have a powerhouse team, and, you just look at one side of the field and then the other side of the field, and you're like, it doesn't match up. But there's something about this fucking Croatia team, and you're like, wow, they're just bringing it every game.
They are.
And, it's just weird. I just think they're a little bit too tired, but you never know.
Right.
So, I don't know. It should be fun to watch. And like I said before, I'm really happy that Cristiano Ronaldo signed with Juventus. I ordered his jersey. I'm going to wear my old Juventus jersey tomorrow during the World Cup just to gloat about it some more, and that'll be that. But today we are going to wrap it up because we pretty much addressed everything, and hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode of the Hooligans. And, we'll bring you this stuff every single week. Wait until NFL season. It is going to be lit. We will be talking NFL, the Eagles, nonstop.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I can't wait. So, from me, Kyle, it's Rob, Frank on the producer. Good job, Frank. And we will catch you guys next Saturday with more of some kick-ass shit. So, see you next Saturday.
Yep.